Hello, guys. It's Bob. Welcome back to Modern Life for the 70s Mind. Hope you guys are all doing wonderful. Just the other day, I was sitting back thinking, damn, it's been way too long since I listened to Tool. So today, right now, is Tool time. And I'm going to be listening to a song called Fear Inoculum. I've never reacted to it before, I've never heard it. So I just thought I would give that one a shot. And I see I got a nice little hair thing going on up here. That is for your viewing pleasure. And that's one of the joys of wearing headsets, I guess. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this on and let's check this one out. I'll probably break it up. This is a long song. It's like over 10 minutes, I think. So I'll probably stop twice during the song. No more than that, though. Okay, here we go. Another song you have to listen to on headphones. I like this. So many different things being introduced. Okay, I'm going to pause there. And I'm sorry I kept flashing up because I wanted to see how far I was into this song. So looks like we're at about the third mark. All right, so wow, it's good to hear Tool again. And I did try to find a lyric version of this so that because I struggle sometimes trying to hear what they're saying. So, all right, this opening just, I think, really immediately sets the mood to the song. It's slow. Um, Hypnotic is the word that came to mind like right away. It's kind of meditative also, and you can feel the tension underneath this all as it's starting to play out. And I when I say hypnotic, I mean, it was so hypnotic. Um, I wouldn't be surprised because I was just staring at the computer. I wouldn't be surprised if my computer said, "Hey, are you still watching?" Because I was just kind of mesmerized and listening to, not watching anything, but listening to the music, and that beat, that background beat just kept going over and over again. And when Maynard finally came in, I loved a lot how his voice didn't try to take over the song or be the forefront of everything. It just seemed to kind of effortlessly blend in with everything that was going on at the time. And how do you say it? It almost felt like chant like. Did you guys get that kind of feeling? It was very, very much controlled. And by the time the first chorus hit, at least I think that was the chorus. I don't know the song well enough to know. Tool never has these typical choruses that you hear in music. Their choruses are sometimes a little different. By the time we hear that, though, I think we're already pulled into their world that they're creating here without us even really realizing it. So that was really good. So let's keep going, and we'll see how this goes. So far, A plus.
Bless this community. Bless this community.
Bringing it back down.
All that I'm to do, calculating steps away from you. My own, my choices growing through division from mania. Exhale, expel, recast my tale. We might allegorical analogy.
Oh, it sounds awesome in the headphones. Okay, I'm probably a little early, but this kind of seems like a break. So I'm going to stop here and then I will play it to the end. Um, I am already going to tell you that I am probably not going to figure out what this song is about, especially on the first listen. They throw out like a lot of one words or two words, and they string them all together, and somehow you're supposed to tie those all together. My mind doesn't work like that. I have to have it kind of spoon fed to me. So I'm not even going to try in this video to try to figure out what they're saying. I would love your feedback though, if you could let me know kind of what you feel that they're trying to relay in this song. This is just beyond one listen for me. I think Tool really started to flex her muscles here in this second part of the song. Danny on drums, man, he's not just keeping the beat, he is driving this whole damn thing. And I swear, listening to all the crazy things he's doing, even though it isn't in the forefront, you swear he's playing drums in like 5 different time zones. I mean, it's just that good. Every little thing he does feels intentional, but maybe even more important than that, maybe intentional isn't the word. It feels necessary. Like this song needs what he's doing. The guitar and the bass, I think, were also kind of weaving in and out, which made it kind of an interesting sound. And at that point, when all this was going on, to me, it felt more about pulse and texture than big riffs because there were no big riffs going on. If anything that was kind of crazy going on is Danny's drums, and I can literally say that on every Tool song that I've heard. Then at one point there seemed to be like a groove shift in the song. I don't remember if that was at the end of the first part or now. Kind of all runs together. And to me, that kind of seemed like the moment of the song so far. It was hypnotic, and I know I've said that before, but that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting from this song. And it just kind of locked me in. And suddenly I realized that this intensity has been creeping up on me this entire time. Those sneaky bastards. I didn't see that really coming. But definitely the intensity is built, but at such a slow rate. And I guess you can get away with that when you have a 10-minute song. So, all right, let's go ahead and play this to the end as promised. And I swear I will not interrupt anymore. Here we go. That was awesome. We don't want us to do that again. Let me shut this off. That was crazy, you guys. When you have a 10-minute song, I can see how you can get away with adding all this extra stuff in it that just enhances the song so much. I think the same thing when I listen to like um, um, shoot. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. It'll come to me. These guys, Pink Floyd. How that erased my mind. I'm an old guy. Cut me some slack. Some of their songs were really dragged out, and that allowed them to really put a lot of extra stuff into the song that just enhanced it so much. So, okay, this is the payoff I was looking for. At some point, this really took like uh, it's almost took on like a chant like, almost ritualistic vibe. And then the whole thing just exploded. And that's when I realized, yep, I probably should have done some stretching exercises before listening to this because, man, it was a workout. Um, the riffs got heavy, a lot heavier. The drums were pounding a lot harder. Maynard's voice had way more urgency to it as he was singing. The whole thing just built up. This is kind of the release that I was somewhat expecting to hit at some point. I didn't expect it just to kind of go along at the same pace. And interesting enough, they didn't really give us this neat ending. They just kind of, I mean, the way it kept pounding just kind of kicked it back into the atmosphere. To me, it felt less like an ending of a song and more like stepping out of the world that they just spent like 10 minutes building up for us and they just like kicked us out. So awesome song. I need to think about this one. I'm probably not going to listen to the whole thing again, but let me just kind of get my thoughts together and then I'm going to be back for final thoughts. This was awesome. Hold on. Be right back. Okay, we are back for final thoughts. Wow, every time I finish up a Tool song, I go out of the Tool song like a completely different person. Very interesting. And none of this played like a song, I don't think. It played more, if I had to put a word to it, it was played more like a ritual. What really stood out for me after sitting through this entire thing is how Tool, many times during the song, kind of use patience as like this instrument. They don't rush to give you a hook or a payoff. Two things, by the way, that I just both really enjoy, but they didn't give it to us here, which was fine. Instead, they build this unique environment, and I kind of touched on that a little bit earlier. And by the time we reached the end, I felt like I had truly traveled somewhere. Another thing I noticed how every member has its space. Does that make sense? Yes, yet nothing feels empty. I guess by that I mean you can hear what each member is doing throughout this entire track, yet everyone has this clearly defined role and nobody is stepping on anyone else's toes. It just really went together really well. It's very respectful. And the guitars, they weren't always front and center like a lot of songs, and the bass sometimes carried the weight. Even silence, I think, becomes part of the overall design of this really incredible song. And that's rare in rock music. To hear a band leave room to let a song breathe and just kind of unfold in front of us, that takes a lot of confidence. Um, I found the structure also very fascinating. Instead of this typical verse chorus pattern like we hear in basically all music, verse chorus, and sometimes it's verse chorus, or whatever, and then there's a hook in there as well. Um, Instead of that, each section felt like a new chapter, but somehow they all kind of flow into each other very naturally, like it was kind of meant to be. And that's probably because of the long runtime of this song, and none of it felt wasted. It's like this continuous unfolding story that they're presenting us. What sticks with me the most, though, if I had to try to run it down to one or two things, um, I guess is the mood. It's equal part. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. Hypnotic. It's unsettling a little bit, and believe it or not, I found it kind of strangely calming. For me, Fear Inoculum feels less like a track that you want to sing along to, but it's kind of a song that you kind of experience and absorb along the way. It's immersive, it's detailed, and rudely, completely unapologetic about being on its own terms. And I think that's what makes this so special. Really, and just an amazing song, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And it just reminded me how, wow, it has been way too long since I listened to some Tool music. So listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you would like, please click that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime I release some new content. Okay, like I always say, listen, life is priceless. Please make each and every day count. God bless all of you. Peace out. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for checking out my video. I really appreciate it. Bye bye.